This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. Get a 99cent.com or transfer with code MMA99.
Blendtech.com. Get free shipping on any blender with code MMA Nuts.
Ben Silva. Get 15% off your order with code MMA Nuts.
Woo! Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 235.
235.
My name's Ingo Weigelt.
I'm Matt Griffith. This is the MMA Podcast by MMA fans, for MMA fans, where we walk the line between serious and ridiculous.
I was trying to get your timing off on purpose.
Well, I didn't
that
my
work?
seat off at the right time.
It's okay. I figured that would maybe get us going in the right direction, like not to be so focused in on the rhythm, just get off a little off rhythm.
Like the heat of the rhythm of the night.
Yes.
Was it DeBarge? The heat of the rhythm of the night, dancing till
Jesus
the morning
Christ.
light.
Oh yeah, I remember that song.
Worries on your tongue.
I have no clue who
You
sang
can
that.
leave it all behind.
Okay. He's dating himself.
Fuck yeah, you're with it. 1980, here I come.
Excellent.
You know what movie we just watched the other day?
What's that?
A couple days. Temple of Doom.
Indiana Jones?
The
Oh,
Temple of
did you hear about his mishap?
Well, it's funny because they have an airplane crash in that movie. I said, this
Yes.
is just like real life.
Yes.
I said, what? Yeah, and I also, because I want to, fuck you, CNN. You don't need to run 4 hours of coverage when Harrison Ford fucking crashes his airplane.
Big deal.
And you run over my Morgan Spurlock documentary show that I like watching, and it doesn't record it. 2 times I tried to record it that night. Harrison Ford has crashed.
Yes.
We're live at the scene. Fuck you.
It's big to do. And then the week prior, it was like the llamas or something. I feel like the regular news isn't news anymore.
No, it's a distraction, Ingo. Just look
Yeah.
at this. Everything's all good and happy. Reality's over here, and you don't need to see.
They can't report on real stuff because people don't want to hear that. They need ratings, Matt. Lots of ratings.
But guess who's getting the ratings? The alternative news and media channels like the Drudge Report.
Drudge Report,
That's like
Jesus.
one of the top 10 websites.
I refuse to go there. I feel like I will be put on a list if I read that site.
If you're associated with me, you're on the list.
Okay.
Anybody who watches this show,
You're on the list?
you're on the list.
Okay. Great.
Don't worry, it'll all work out, or it won't.
So turn us off now. Here's
Yeah.
your chance.
No, speaking of which, while you're watching the show, you
Yes.
should, as we ask for help, share us with your friends.
Yes.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, both video and audio, and do us a favor and give us a nice review while you're out there. We need some help. We want to get high in the ratings.
What is it? Tune in, turn on, click like?
Something like that.
One of those?
Yes.
Is that the new?
Yes.
Yes.
It's all good.
Speaking of the news,
Good.
what's this shit I hear about the FDA banning
Oh
TRT?
my God. Get me going.
This was all over the news last week. Like, every morning show was talking about it. It was on in the afternoon and evening, and our web articles, there's doctors saying, yes, causes heart attacks and all this stuff, and it's so bad for you. Are you going to have a heart attack on me right now?
I might. I have to donate blood. So
Okay.
I found this out just from going to my doctor,
Mhm.
my TRT doctor, Dr. Greg Costello. So I go
Nice.
visit him, and the
He makes his own
nurses tell
videos,
me
right?
he's doing videos. I'll post his video upon his opinions on this FDA nonsense. And then because the nurse was telling me about it, and I did some research, and basically what the FDA is stating, like they're basing all their information on one study where the average age of the user was 60 years old, and they all had a pre-existing heart condition, and they were on TRT, and wow, they found out it was a flawed study, and like you look at the other,
blind flood study.
you look at the other factors, like oh my God, and basically what it sounds like is you get one strong lobby group pushing the FDA, and now they haven't banned it outright, but they're gonna make it harder for people to get. And they're going to put warnings, like, may cause heart attacks and all that shit. You know what?
Why? What's the motivation?
Exactly. Some money is pushing against it somewhere. Because I think they don't want you to be healthy. They don't want you to feel good. But guess what? That's my choice. What I put in my body should be my choice. Want to put a dick in my ass?
I was about
My
to say
choice.
that.
And I might have to now, for all I know, because if they end up banning TRT, I'm not going to stop. So where am I going to go? Dick in the ass and go
BBC.
somewhere. Matt's going to Mexico to get his Mexican steroids and testosterone, and who knows what I'm going to be injecting. But Matt is not stopping. Because here's the thing. It should be my choice, right?
Mhm.
If I wanted to live, say I'm going to live to 90, I would take 10 years off of my life to continue doing TRT and be happy in the next 40 and feel awesome in the next 40, then live a shitty another 50 years of my life.
Yeah.
It's better to burn out than to fade away. I think Def Leppard said it. So, what's the moral of the story? Don't fucking ban it. If you ban it, we're going to find another way. And then more people are going to die from the shit they're going to have to do.
People are dying.
The horse cocks are going to have to be sucked.
Yes. Sounds terrible, man.
It is. I'm very distraught over this. This is another thing. If it makes you feel good, we should probably ban it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that level of politics.
Well, there must be a reason financially somewhere.
Yeah,
For
someone
this.
somewhere.
Don't know what, but
You can't stop me. I'm a runaway freight train.
especially now.
Well, hopped up on caffeine too. Gave it
Yes.
coffee. Oh, fuck yeah. Woo! So did you hear about the buy rate for UFC 184?
I did not until you told me a few minutes ago, and I was
Yeah.
shocked.
Estimates at anywhere from 600 to 700,000 buys. What do you make of this?
Apparently, Ronda Rousey is a draw. Can you believe it?
I don't know. I'm not buying it. One person's putting out the numbers, Dave Meltzer.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say he's putting out the correct number? I'm not calling him a liar, but it's just curious that one person gets access to this number and gets to put it out. I could be totally wrong, you know? Maybe Ronda Rousey is a draw. She was on all these night shows, right?
She
Talk
was.
shows.
She was. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't.
Crossover.
Yeah, they had like pictures of her with Jada Pinkett Smith in the back of the UFC. I mean, she's like in that mix of people are interested in her, the entertainment side with the movies and all that stuff. I mean, maybe we're wrong. Maybe she is a huge draw. And there's a lot of talk of her and Cyborg meeting at 140.
What?
Yeah.
I like this talk.
I heard these rumors going around
They should.
that they're going to meet at 140 supposedly. So, we'll see. For a non-title.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's the safest way. But, I mean, the UFC, if they do anything, they should start a 145-pound division.
Mhm.
You let Cyborg come in and run rampant at 145.
Yes.
And then, well, I always say, just have her come in and then talk about this super fight that never happened, just like in the men.
Just to generate
Yeah,
buzz,
sure.
interest.
You could feed off that another 2 years, and then by that time, Ronda will have retired, and Cyborg will still be cyborging. Cyborg's in her 20s, by the way.
What?
She's like
are you sure?
28 or something.
She looks like not 28.
Well, she's shoot the box 28,
She's
which
like
is
50.
Yeah, look at all this shoot the box.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm wondering,
man.
I'm trying, as we talk about this, I'm trying to think, has anybody ever met at a catch weight that had a belt and lost and came back to their own division and was still respected the same? Has that anyone ever even done that?
I can't remember. When you think of catchweight, one name comes to mind, and it's Rich Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't recall him being champion and taking a catchweight fight.
Mm-mm.
No. Because we talk about all these super fights with all these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's just talk, and then the UFC never lets it happen. Because I think the closest one that would be entertaining is the Jose Aldo Anthony Pettis.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. Both of them want to do it. Both of them could go with either his weight class, too.
Sure.
They never make it happen.
Not
We
gonna
just
happen.
talk about it.
No point.
GSP Anderson Silva.
No.
Anderson Silva, John Jones.
Oh, no. That would be bad.
John Jones, Cain Velasquez.
I'd like to see that.
Never happened. I could just keep throwing names out. Like, oh, that sounds good. That sounds
Yeah.
good. Brock Lesnar.
Mhm.
Anybody?
There are rumors going around that Frank Mir, Brock Lesnar is happening in New York on New Year's Eve. Did you hear about this?
No, I like these rumors. I
Yeah,
like rumors.
Because
Ingo.
according
Get me in.
to what's going on is UFC is going to put on its first New York card at the end of the year.
Ah, yes.
So they're talking about Brock Lesnar, Frank Mir, Trace
Fuck yeah.
in New York
Oh, my God.
around New Year's Eve.
I will put the early pay-per-view estimates at 2 million buys.
Especially now.
2 million easy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Why wouldn't Frank, if Frank got the shit kicked out of him, why wouldn't he take that fight? That's
He
big
wants
money.
that fight.
That's big money.
Hell yeah. That is the hugest fight.
I think Frank wins that fight this time.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
Standing? He looked better, but again, he just fought a Bigfoot who just stood in front of him.
He did.
And Andre Arlovsky did the same thing to Bigfoot when he just stood right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Time will tell.
it'll be a fun fight. I'm genuinely interested in watching that fight.
Okay. Hey,
Heavyweights. Go ahead.
are we done with this one?
Yes.
Because I'm
along.
I got to talk to you about this.
Go ahead.
Rampage recently
yes.
has revealed his bonus structure for Bellator.
Well, this is part of we should mention the lawsuit because Bellator is suing Rampage, and probably the UFC is involved in it because he was still under contract with Bellator, and then Bellator is trying to prevent him from fighting in the UFC at about a month or so. So proceed.
All right, so he got a 2013 Tesla Sport worth roughly $130,000. Got a 100K signing bonus, guaranteed fight purses beginning at 200K and maxing out at 300K for non-pay-per-view fights, which is a shit ton of money for a non-pay-per-view fight. $4 for every pay-per-view buy over 190,000. He got
over
like
90,000 or
190.
Okay.
Sorry. Something about 200 and 450,000 for a pay-per-view fight. I don't know. 50,000 in the event that he didn't receive a revenue amount from sponsors, like they were going to make sure he got a base sponsor money.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome.
I wonder if some of the UFC fighters are going to try to work that in now with this Reebok stuff.
They should.
So
they should.
See.
35K per episode of the 4-episode Rampage for Real series, which I don't know anything about, never saw. They didn't do much advertising. Is this available to watch now?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Okay. He got a screenwriter to help him break into Hollywood for some kind of feature film thing. Something about getting paid to get on the Video Music Awards. They paid him $250,000 for some commercial promoting the fight. And something about a Rolling Stones song in connection with marketing Jackson. They paid like $200,000 for licensing or something. I don't know. This sounds crazy.
So why did he leave then?
I don't know, because he's crazy. He probably wants to fight like the top of the top, maybe.
Like Fabio Maldonado?
Maybe.
That's who he was scheduled against.
I don't know. This is an interesting thing. Did the check bounce?
No, they got Viacom money, but
That's shit. That's crazy money.
the way that contract is laid out, because when you start talking about a pay-per-view buy rate, they only did the one pay-per-view, and I think it did about 100,000 buys, Bellator.
Yeah.
So
like that.
it's the way you have it laid out, it almost sounds like he was going to Bellator to get this contract with all these crazy shit in it to at one point come back to the UFC and them to match it or make it better.
Maybe.
That's what it sounds like.
And Dana was probably
Because,
like, "Oh hell
fuck.
no,
Yeah,
you're crazy."
I mean, to make that kind of cabbage,
It's ridiculous.
holy shit!
Ridiculous.
I think it's great. It's great for
It's good for him, but Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Get paid for.
Exactly. Like,
Wow.
what does Tito's contract look like?
Probably
if
more
that's
crazy than that.
what he got, because Tito got 200,000 for that fight against.
And now
Conor.
that this is public, if Brock goes to Bellator, he's going to be, oh no.
Yeah.
Add zeros
You're
to everything
paying
that you said.
this
You know?
for one Rampage.
Yes,
How about for one a Barack Lesnar?
exactly.
That is crazy.
What else is going on?
Well, I want to mention this Henry Gracie and Cris Cyborg stuff. So
Oh no, here we go.
Henry had some pretty disrespectful stuff to say about Cris Cyborg. It was along these lines. He says, I think people are giving Cris Cyborg more credit than she deserves in the sense of beating Ronda. People say rolling with Cris Cyborg is like rolling with a man. You don't have to go easy. You're rolling very hard. And I've rolled with a lot of world-class men, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, MMA, and I know what they feel like. Ronda doesn't feel like that. That's the whole point. She's beyond. I don't say rolling with Ronda is like rolling with a man. I've never said those words. I never will. Rolling with Ronda is like rolling with an alien. Okay, whatever. So he basically said a lot of other shit in there about Cyborg, and then she finally posted a post on the UG, and she says, "Cool story, bro. I'm not surprised you say bad things about me. Your athlete used the same technique to grow her name. Too much credit. Who are you to say this? You don't know how hard." Notice I'm changing like different accents as I go through this. You don't know how hard a fighter life is. You were born with a life of luxury. You don't know the struggles a Brazilian girl has in America. No promotion helps me grow, only blood and sweat. Shootabox style. Nobody made my name but me. I have no grandfather name to live off. Go promote your online students while I earn my credit fighting and ask the real Gracies what respect means. Ooh. Love it. In your face, motherfucker.
Yes. She's calling him not a real fighter.
Right up to your face and diss you.
Partially true, you know. I mean, of course, they are kind of living off granddaddy's name and daddy's name.
True.
Oh.
To some extent.
So, excuse me. Boring.
Yeah. Just let
Like,
the woman fight on, is all I say.
Well, Henner has a horse in the game here.
Yeah, he's got a vested interest.
I mean, he's in Ronda's corner and shit, so of course he's gonna talk nice about her. But it's a shame to discredit Cyborg for any particular reason because it's not really his business to talk.
Not so much.
I don't think
And I still say it's a fight that doesn't happen.
it'll happen when it'll be like Fedor Dan Henderson. Like it'll happen like when it shouldn't happen.
Vanderlei Silva, Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, that too.
Like late.
Like way late when we didn't want it to happen.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Speaking of fights,
Go ahead.
can I talk to you about something?
Hmm?
Sonnen and Babalu are set for Metamoris 6. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Chael Sonnen, having retired from MMA, well, having been retired from MMA due to some unfortunate circumstances, has now.
Can he come back? What's his? Wasn't it? Is he a 2-year?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, he could come back. Why would he though? I don't know. But
Bellator
he
and
seems
go.
to be making
Bellator.
good money as a Metamoris draw.
That's what he said, right? He made the 6-figure residual.
Yes, the bonus check. So he was all happy saying that online is the way to go. TV's dead and all this stuff. And
TV is dead. That is no bullshit.
this is interesting though because I believe he can win this fight. So I believe he can. I mean,
Anything can happen.
against Galvao, it's like throwing a guy to the fucking
Yeah,
dragon.
I
It's not even
Is
fair.
anybody gonna beat him?
Yeah, I mean the guy is like world class, top of the heap. I mean it's not even fair. Now MMA, different story. I think Chael wins that one for sure. But pure grappling. So Babalu though, he's got a good shot, man. He's got good wrestling. I think he can control that fight, and I think he can finish Babalu. I think he can.
Stranger things happen.
Yeah.
Look at Barnett beat Lister, right?
Yes,
He wore gym shoes,
quite handily as well.
wrestling shoes.
Yes.
A little more traction, but hey,
Yeah.
you're here nor there. The man won. Pay the man.
Mm-hmm.
Pay the man.
And I have to say, Comprito, quite the fan of Chael Sonnen all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been. I've talked to him a couple times about him. He's like, I like that guy. He's pretty cool. Smart guy too. He's like, I used to get real pissed. He's like, and then I realized it's just all his.
Brazil.
Yeah.
So all the time.
And he's like, I met him, and I'm like, oh, I get it. He's just putting on. It's just a shtick. Like
exactly.
he's like nothing but respectful and super cool, and Comprito, obviously old school, but he's like,
Sure.
he's excited. He's like, I like to see him, and I think he may have an opportunity, Comprito himself, to get back on another.
Saint
card.
Comprito.
Yes, Saint Comprito.
Just posting.
It's crazy.
That's funny.
So bananas. So, but what else you got? Anything?
Oh, did you see Josh Koscheck's gonna fight Erik Silva on short notice because Ben Saunders got injured?
Brother.
And the weird thing was he didn't. I thought, how did they make this happen? Because didn't he get medically suspended because he got choked unconscious? And apparently both him and Mark Munoz, who got choked out unconscious, Munoz more so, he just tapped Koscheck. He was still semi-conscious when he tapped, but with the stuff flowing out of his mouth.
The saliva?
Yes. They only got a 7-day suspension, like a mandatory rest period.
Just to make sure you're okay.
You all right? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. And the thing that sucks is that Ben Henderson had offered himself up to take this fight on short notice. Like, fuck, let Ben Henderson fight him again. You know? It just looks like one of those fights because Koscheck, I think he had one fight left on his contract. So it almost looks like a passing of the torch because I'm pretty sure Koscheck's going to retire after this next fight.
He only has one on his contract, right?
Yeah.
This is the last one.
It seems like he just wants to get done. Like, give me one more and I'm out.
Sure. Yeah, he probably could. Yeah, he didn't look very well last time.
No, and I think he realizes it too. It's probably the time to get out. You know, don't want to get any more shots to the head.
Nope. Or the eyes.
No, I think that that was still bugging him.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. I thought when he took that shot to that side, that changed the whole fight. Like he was like back into GSP, like blinking crazy, just like really just didn't. I mean, it's scary. You know, I think he almost lost that eye or something. Like it was pretty bad from what I remember.
Yes.
So
bad enough to make you think about it when you're fighting. You
sure.
know?
I mean, just like Bisbing, you know, who's got to put the oil in there.
He's got that crazy vampire eye. It's scary, man.
Yeah, it is.
I wish he would just put a patch over it.
Well, I wonder, you know, you got to think about guys like this. Like, what are they going to be in 20 years? Where's the eye going to be then?
Exactly.
So,
well, hopefully they're going to have a bionic eye and you have over 100 vision. If that's good or bad, I don't know.
I think
something
I think
that.
lower's better.
0 over 0.
0 over 0. I can see from
I
miles.
could just dial in where I need it to be. It doesn't matter. Whatever the best is, I got it.
Yes.
I got it.
Your panties, I can see them.
Yeah. I can see your business.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, Joe Rogan, on his last podcast with Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen, they were talking about Anderson Silva and his drug test. Joe Rogan was. He said there's going to be some more details to come out about it.
Really?
But he can't talk about it right now until it gets released. So there's another story relating to Anderson Silva and a drug test. I don't know what it is, but it sure as fuck sounded juicy, but he couldn't mention it. So
Interesting.
I have heard nothing else mentioned, and it's going to come up, and hopefully it will come up sometime soon.
Okay, I like it.
So that's there. Do you have anything else for the news?
Nada.
Moving through, I think we got everything.
Yes.
Where are we going? UFC
185, Pettis versus Dos Anjos, happening in Dallas, Texas on March 14th, 2015 at the American Airlines Center.
Where's it at?
Whoa. American Airlines Center?
Where's that? I don't know.
Dallas, Texas?
Okay. Ooh, home field advantage. I'm making a change to a fight pick right now.
You just wait. I got good shit happening. But, I mean...
Well, let me tell you, we're being brought to you by The Watchery. You can get $50 off of $500 with code MMA50 and $100 off of $1,000 with code MMA100.
Buy your, like, Breitling and all this fucking expensive shit.
Get your fucking Ferrari watch. $2,500, Pete, you son of a bitch.
Yes. Should have went to The Watchery.
Could have
Spent
saved
his money there. Could have saved lots of money. Before we get into the main card, I want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Ross Pearson versus Sam Stout takes us in from the free shit into the pay-per-view. That should be a barn burner. Those two guys are freaking bananas. I think that's good.
They like bananas?
They love bananas.
Awesome.
I think they're both big-time strikers. A lot of power there. Should be exciting. I think we're going to see a finish. It's going to be a good brawler. Watch out for that one. And then when you're done watching that, buy the pay-per-view.
Yes, we're buying it if we're watching.
Brought to you by the UFC. Use code MMA Nuts to save $100
give us
off
a
the pay-per-view.
code. Free.
No, not really. I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting for the day for a fucking code.
For a $1 off
goddamn
coupon?
UFC. Goddamn pay-per-view is $60. Can we get a goddamn code? Can I get a lifetime subscription? Goddamn.
I'd pay $1,000 for that, maybe.
Well, it's about what we're paying a year right now.
Jesus.
So, all right, let's hit the first fight. You got Roy Nelson versus Alistair Overeem. You want me to go first on this?
Go for it.
Well, I'm thinking about Overeem, and he's been knocked out in 3 of his last 5 fights.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually against the people who've good KO power.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge with him is going to be, is he going to try to game plan it? Because look at how he fought Frank Mir. He played it all safe and didn't do the normal Overeem where you blow it out in a minute or the first round.
That was a pacing mistake.
Yeah. I'm just trying to test if I can do 3 or 5 or whatever.
Yes.
But I challenge his fight IQ sometimes. Look at the Travis Brown fight, for example. Travis Brown is fucking spamming front kicks to the face like he's playing a goddamn video game. And what does Overeem do? Just keeps missing, and finally, brink, it lands. He threw a ton.
He did.
Might have wanted to move. And Nelson, he's coming off a KO loss to Mark Hunt, which Mark Hunt's got bombs. You're going to get knocked out. And not many people, if any, have knocked that guy out.
Nope.
So you kind of know what each guy's bringing.
Junior Dos Santos.
What?
Knocked out Mark Hunt, didn't he?
No, I'm talking about Roy Nelson.
Oh.
Like getting knocked out. Why are you trying to hit on my man? He'll fuck you up straight from Australia, bitch.
I love Mark Hunt. I'm just saying.
He's the man. He's got the most expensive little fucking doll that I can't buy ever. It's like $100 for like one of those.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
Very
out
rare.
of print. And
Low printing.
one guy's got one. Fuck that guy. Whoever's got it.
$1,000.
I want that on a show.
Eat your children for that doll.
Yeah. But you know what these guys bringing? Like, Overeem, questionable chin and game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson, gut and overhand right.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the overhand right. And the thing is, I would like to see Roy use the ground game. And I was looking back. He hasn't used his fucking ground game since he was on The Ultimate Fighter. And he crucifixed like 2 people, and Kimbo Slice being one of them, and pounding people out.
Mm-hmm.
Use your ground game. He's so in love with the right hand that
It's been working
it's
for him.
confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking Nelson first round.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was going to argue with you, but I really can't. I feel like the Reem doesn't have the chin. He
No
doesn't have the
juice.
jiu-jitsu. He doesn't have the juice. I mean, how can Roy not win this? This guy is fueled by cheeseburgers and beer. So it hasn't changed. He's not like any affected at all by this TRT ban. I mean, I think Reem can't finish him. He's not going to be able to go the distance with him. So only thing I can see is the Reem gets a little tired. Roy decides he's going to throw some bombs and connect with the chin, and down he goes. I think we're going to see a Junior Dos Santos. I mean, not Junior, Bigfoot style finish. Roy's just going to catch him and then boom, bing, bing against the cage and
Probably. And Reem has been looking pretty slim of late. When
Yes.
you see the training pictures of him standing next to John Jones, I don't know if John is a swole 260 right now, but John looks bigger than Overeem.
he does.
Questionable. So.
He's working on that cardio.
Maybe. We will not try to out cardio him. So.
Mhm.
See if that Magic 8 Ball is going to take.
Survey says
Size point 2 yes for somebody, whoever was first. As I play it casual, Roy Nelson.
big country.
All right, and we're moving into Johnny Hendricks versus Matt Brown. What do you think's going on here?
Oh man, I'm so excited about this. There's a couple things that you need to think about.
Beards?
Beards, yes, number one for sure. Body hair.
Yeah, okay.
Matt Brown has a lot. I think the hometown advantage is huge for Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
He's also, I feel like Johnny Hendricks is a guy who the fame and fortune and everything else got to him in a way, not that he was like sloppy, but that he was just overthinking everything. So what worked for him before was like cheeseburgers, hard work, a lot of wrestling, do your thing, whatever, make the weight, go out and beat the shit out of guys. Then he brings in Mike Dolce, and he's got all this other shit going on, and everything becomes like a science. And it's like, I think for a guy like him, this shit doesn't work. I mean, if you look at pictures of him, I just saw one recently of him. Dude, he looks swole and in shape.
Yeah.
He looks like his old self.
Well, I think he had such a hard weight cut the last time. I want to say he was 218 before he started the cut, and basically swore, I'm never going to let myself go through that hell again, because if I do, moving up to 185.
Yeah, which I think would be a terrible move for him because he's too
It's
small.
short.
Yeah, but so I'm thinking, here comes a guy with ridiculous power, awesome wrestling. He's motivated.
A motivated
Johnny Hendricks?
Johnny Hendricks cannot be beat? Is that
No.
what you're going to say?
I'm saying that right now. If you remember, dude, some of the greatest knockouts we've seen in a while have come from his highlight reels, finishes that he's done when he was working his way up to the belt. And I feel like that GSP thing, somehow after that, like everything got fucked up. He's back. And Matt Brown is tough as shit. I don't know if he can finish Matt Brown, but if anybody can finish Matt Brown, it's Johnny Hendricks. He's got better wrestling, more power, better boxing. I feel like this is a second round KO for Johnny. I think Matt survives the first round, and it'll be exciting and fun, but Johnny Hendricks finishes it via knockout round 2. What do you say?
I'm picking based on beard alone.
Okay.
Johnny Hendricks.
Perfect. I'm surprised. I thought you'd go for Matt Brown.
No, I love both guys. I like
Yeah.
Matt Brown better, but I think Brown's got to use should have a big reach advantage and the clinch.
Yeah.
He should be effective in the clinch. Hendricks has been throwing lots of leg kicks lately. I think with the Matt Brown, you get him going backwards and he doesn't do well. If you're the one moving backwards, you're going to be on the receiving end of a long night of punishing elbows and clinch, throw, and that kind of shit. So I'm going with Johnny Hendricks first round because I think he's hungry. I think
course.
the biggest thing is
Literally.
he got it. Seriously, he wants a fucking baconator like there's no tomorrow.
Yes.
He had a taste of the title,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of fucking slipped away. He tried to game plan it too much.
Yes.
And I kind of blame GSP because for welterweights, he's the example that was set. Like, here's how you win.
Mm-hmm.
You decision people. Hendricks sees that, tries that, doesn't work, reevaluate everything. And I think this time around, home field advantage cannot be beat.
He's a finisher. He needs to
Motivated.
keep doing it. Yes.
Johnny Hendricks.
I love it.
Magic 8 Ball.
Should be good. I think this is fight of the night, by the way. These two guys, they're going to go to war.
I hope so. Magic 8 Ball is going to take Matt Brown. I like this.
Ooh.
Moving right into the main event. We got Anthony Pettis versus Rafael dos Anjos.
Yes.
What do you like here?
I'm always torn because every time I think of Dos Anjos, I think about that knockout.
Did you know that knockout from Jeremy Stevens happened fucking 7 years ago?
No.
I looked it up. It was fucking 2008.
Wow. That is a long time.
It feels like yesterday.
It does.
Oh my god.
That was a long time.
Crazy.
I didn't realize it was that. I thought maybe 3 years ago, not 7.
Yeah, I would have
Jesus.
probably guessed in the 3 to 4.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well. Okay. So he's come a long way since then.
Yes, he has. But the image is still burned. Some things they're seen cannot be unseen.
No. His striking has improved a ton. He's obviously pretty good on the ground. He's got some things going for him. I just don't feel like right now at 155 pounds anybody can fuck with Anthony Pettis. I just don't. The guy is amazingly fast. He's got ridiculous stand-up. His jiu-jitsu is good. His only nemesis has ever really been the wrestling defense, and I feel like he's kind of worked on that.
Like I think he's figured it out after that Clay Guida fight.
Yep.
Right. And talk about who he's beaten. Like he's finished his last 4 opponents. Gilbert Melendez, the first time he's ever been finished.
Yep.
Ben Henderson, it was the second time he'd been finished.
Yep.
Donald Cerrone, only the second time he was finished, and then Joe Lozon.
Yep.
So he's doing it both with KOs
and submissions. Yeah. Good memory. I couldn't remember.
Right.
Okay.
But point made.
No, I mean, it sounds like we're going to agree on this one too.
Probably.
I don't see it happening. I really don't. I mean, Dos Anjos has a chance, but dude, the way he's destroyed guys recently, even the Cerrone fight was like a wake up call for me. I'm like, whoa, this guy's fucking for real. Like he just made Cerrone look like a chump, and Cerrone's a ridiculously good Muay Thai striker. And I mean, who knows what he's going to come up with? He might have some new Showtime thing he's going to do, some crazy game plan. I don't know. So Pettis, via like first round finish, late first. I think it's gonna be over quick. I don't know. The night of finishes. I'm excited.
I
It's
hear
gonna be
you.
good. It's good.
I can't disagree. Looking at Rafael, well, you look at that Nate Diaz fight, his last fight, he pretty much dominated him.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a healthy diet of leg kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And then you even look at
Brutal. That's right. I forgot.
when he fought Ben Henderson, he was showing, this is a fight before that, he was showing some good movement with the striking, some leg kicks in there, and then ends up finishing him on the feet. And he looked pretty fast. And his body seemed to change in the last 2 fights, too. I don't remember him being as muscular. So, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it looked different. Just looked different.
Okay.
But the thing that Pettis has that he doesn't have is the unpredictability. You could say, striking-wise, yes, Pettis should be better, but they're both pretty fucking good everywhere, right?
Yes.
Pettis has that unpredictability. He's throwing fucking shit off the cage. He's doing cartwheels. You don't know what the fuck he's going to come at you with, and when you're not expecting it, he's submitting you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like the Pettis with the second round KO.
Okay.
How'd you get, well?
Survey
says Anthony Pettis.
Rumble Johnson.
Yes.
I mean, Anthony Pettis.
Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Oh, man. I hope that card actually happens.
187? It'll happen.
That's all I've been thinking about.
Everything
for like
will come to
weeks.
fruition. We'll even throw Brock Lesnar on the card for you. Yeah.
5 million
balls
here.
deep. Payout. Yeah.
Oh,
The
God.
salary for the card, $6.8 million. The take in, $5 million. Fuck it. We're giving one away to the fans. We're going to charge you $100 for the pay-per-view. Pride rules, too. Hey,
Yeah.
Michael Biswing, what are you at? Ryan Smith asks, are you a fan of Condit versus Alves? That fight was just not
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of Alves.
What? You're out of your fucking mind. Thiago Alves?
Oh, Thiago Alves. I'm thinking Alvarez. Yes, then I am a fan.
Okay.
Sorry. I was thinking, I thought you said Alvarez.
No. He's not moving up in weight. We're at 170.
My brain was confused.
You're all good. My pronunciation or enunciation.
I don't hear you well.
Quality on
I
that.
got mud on the brain.
Thiago Alves.
Sorry. I am a fan of that. Sorry.
Okay.
My apologies.
Trying to disrespect one of my favorites.
No. Fuck them all.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You're dirty.
No, I do like it. And he looked pretty good in his last fight.
He did. It's dirty because Condit, I want to say he's lost 3 of his last 4. Mm-hmm. He's kind of on a slide. And then that last fight was that one where Woodley kicked his knee. Yeah. There was leg, and then his knee on the opposite side blew out.
Ouchies.
And he had I think it was the ACL. He had the year off.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I like both of those fighters, but I'm going to have to lean towards Alves because he seems to be coming on strong. Mm-hmm. Caleb Medeiros, he says, is the UFC slowly dying?
Yes.
Slow and painful death. Lawsuits. If the Wolf of Wall Street eventually catches up to everybody.
It does.
Tweeting ring card girls in the middle of the night. Oops. Who does that? Not me. Lorenzo. Damon Stacey, did you change your name so I can pronounce it right? Would you agree that Mauricio Shogun Rua was at his prime when he first fought Lyoto Machida in their first match when he lost the weird decision? He said no cardio issue, great footwork and movement.
Yeah, those 2 fights, I think he was in his
He was pretty good then, unless you'd have to go back to Pride and let him get the fucking soccer kicks and stomps. I think that was his best weapon, and he lost it when he came here. Follow-up question. He's got 7 of them. I'm only reading the best. When Reebok takes over UFC sponsorship and the UFC fighters cannot promote other brands in the octagon, do you think that more of these MMA brands like Bad Boy, RVCA, Throne, etc., will try to sponsor MMA YouTube channels like MMA Nuts?
I would love that. That would be amazingly cool.
Go ahead.
I don't think it'll happen.
I don't know if it'll sponsor us, but I'll tell you this. The sponsorship model is changing. As we're talking about TV is dead. You want to sponsor shit online is the future.
Yes.
That's where everyone should be sponsoring.
Mm-hmm. Especially on the MMA Nuts podcast.
That's right. And the Bellator fighters are already saying that they're starting to get more people interested in sponsoring them.
Good.
Because they can't sponsor UFC. Would we ever witness a UFC fighter hold 3 different title division belts?
Doubtful.
We don't even see 2.
Brandon Vera.
Yeah.
Didn't he do that like twice or something?
He's claimed it. Hasn't done it.
Legend in his own mind.
How do you guys analyze a potential super fight with Cain Velasquez versus John Jones round by round?
You just brought that up earlier.
Yes. You probably put that thing in my head about it.
You did.
Round by round, the fight's never gonna happen.
No. But
if it does,
I'd say Cain takes him down in the first round a lot.
No.
Survives, John does, and then picks him apart.
John's going to brutally hammer him with elbows.
Mm.
The spinning elbow that he doesn't
down
throw anymore?
Because Cormier couldn't? You don't think Cain can?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nope. I think John Jones' wrestling is severely underrated. And with this new drug testing policy, I think some people are going to have a little problem with cardio. That's all I'm saying. When you have a heavyweight that has a cardio of a 185-pound or 170-pound man.
He's Mexican.
No, don't you racist
They can be cardio all day.
Son of a bitch.
They got to swim across the river or something.
Oh,
Oceans.
So
they got to carry all the shit in the fields.
They're hard workers.
I don't know.
That's what he's trying to say.
No. He's just physically blessed with good cardio.
So was Lance Armstrong.
With his EPO. By cardio, I mean EPO.
So was Lance Armstrong in the next 27 bicyclists.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Since the UFC has been bitching about how Cyborg can't make weight at 135, how about Rousey versus Cyborg in a jiu-jitsu match at Metamoris, competing at 145?
Done. Let's see it. That would be amazingly good hype for a pay-per-view fight. The UFC should back this.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
Yes, because someone shouldn't get injured in that.
You wouldn't think so.
But I would favor Rousey.
I would say too.
Grappling.
But I think Cyborg should allow that, and just it would raise the stakes. You know, if Ronda wins or loses, I think the only thing that would happen is more pay-per-view money.
I'm a fan of just open weight. Let's just agree to fight and let's do it.
Fuck it.
If Dana White retires as president of the UFC, who do you? I can't fucking talk.
UFC.
UFC.
Who
do you think qualifies as someone with being a good spokesperson and having a personality for it?
I know.
You go ahead. He's listed out some people.
Chael Sonnen.
I thought that would be a good choice, but
Rich Franklin.
Did you notice when they had this lawsuit come about that Dana White went fucking AWOL from Twitter and AWOL from those post-fight
they deleted a bunch of shit too.
that he used to give?
Yes.
Yep.
Why is that?
Well, they want to have a squeaky clean image now, so I don't think you're ever going to see anyone brash in the role as UFC president anymore. I think that if and when Dana retires, they're going to put a guy who's fucking squeaky clean in that position.
Okay. Keith Kaiser.
I don't know about that, but I would favor the Sonnen, but they listed Brian Stan. That would be cool. Brian Stan could do it.
Sure.
So we know that Jon Jones has changed from his ridiculous choices of drunk driving and doing cocaine. What happens if Jon Jones gets caught with PEDs, and how do you think the UFC would handle this as well as his fans?
Immediate ban for life.
Yeah. Somehow they'll wiggle way around it and say, Jon Jones is the greatest UFC athlete in history. I am proud of Jon Jones for admitting his PED use.
Yes.
So since he admitted it, we're going to do a special one-time, 1-month ban and a $20,000 fine.
I like it.
And 4 hours of community service.
Yes.
And lifetime ice cream sandwiches
Fitness?
for the man. Ice cream sandwiches.
Okay.
It'll be a slap on the wrist. You know, we talked about that before of how they came out with their press release for everybody that got popped for something. Jon Jones pops for cocaine. He's the greatest ever. Anderson Silva pops for PED use. Greatest ever. Nick Diaz pops for weed. Fucking scumbag. He violated the fucking drug policy.
Yes.
The least of your worries, the most non-endorsing from the UFC. Lamando Lee, you need to have me on the podcast.
Okay. How do you want to be on the podcast?
Do you have a special set of skills
that
we need to know about?
He can blow himself.
I don't want to see it. I think people can, and I don't care.
I don't think it's possible.
I think we can be done.
We can? Extremely flexible.
I don't know. I don't want to know. Move
Move
right along! Eric West, just out of curiosity, who among the top 15 the bantamweight division do you guys see Rousey actually having a good or decent chance beating? I'd say, I'll stop it right there and say she's going to beat fucking everybody. I don't know.
The men's she's talking about?
Well, he says, in all honesty, do you guys think Rousey can beat 50% of the male bantamweights as expressed by Joe Rogan?
I think so.
I don't think at all.
No?
I think maybe 20%. I think the men are much faster, much more skilled.
Sure.
Especially when it comes to striking. Like, her striking has gotten better, but I don't think she's anywhere close to at least the top 5.
That'll never happen. That would be like...
It's never going to happen.
You can't do that.
You can't do man versus woman.
That's like abuse or something. You can't...
That's not fair.
It's like, what do you call that? Battery?
But they could grapple, couldn't they? Couldn't you do a Metamoris?
I would love to see that.
Man versus woman?
Of course.
What's wrong with that? That happens all the time, right?
Yes. But it's such a weird thing because...
What?
Okay, so you're the guy, right? And you beat a woman. You have nothing to gain.
It's lose-lose.
Exactly.
For the man.
Oh, what a dick. You fucking submitted, or God forbid he hurt her or something. What an asshole, right? So it's got to be in your head, unless you're a total dick,
right.
which I think most of the guys are probably not. So you're kind of screwed. Who would take that? I wouldn't take that. No thanks.
Nobody. It's like when you're sparring with a woman, are you going 100%?
No, like 20%.
Right. Exactly. Especially if it was striking.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd have to do that.
No, we got women in the gym, and I mean even purple and brown belt females, and there's a couple who are like, okay, you're fucking crazy, like fucking.
Like a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah,
like,
there's this one girl that comes from when we have like the Braza trainings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody's like, watch out for her because she just goes balls to the wall, and you really got to be careful.
Yeah, mind your P's and Q's.
So it's like I play defense a lot when that happens, but literally she's like strong and crazy good, and you kind of go, okay, I don't know how to do this, but most of the women are not that way, and you kind of go, okay, you have a purple belt, you have a brown belt, but I'm not going to go that hard. And, you know, if you submit me, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get out of this without injuring you. That's my.
Because I just flex and
Yes. That's my number one goal.
Shit.
Because, you know, you'd feel like a real asshole if you hurt some girl, right?
Yes.
So.
Yes.
That's good. I don't think that'll happen. I really don't. I can't. I mean, I can't see.
They're never.
It's not gonna
who would
happen.
sanction that shit?
Nobody.
I mean, the only time you see it, I think, is in Brazil, where you have like man versus woman fighting. It'll never happen.
There was this. Did you see that video going around Facebook?
Another one going around.
Yeah, that woman beating the Muay Thai guy
it.
versus the Jiu-Jitsu lady.
Yeah.
Dude, he got a couple good shots in on her. But she took his ass down and choked him the fuck out.
That's what always happens.
Like,
Whenever it
whoa.
goes one versus
Yes.
one.
Yes, that was nice.
Style versus style.
It's out there.
Jiu-Jitsu always
She
wins.
took a good beating, though, for first, like, 30, 40 seconds, 50 seconds.
She's got to get her paws on him.
Yeah, and then she just took him down, and it was like, oh, bad news for you, buddy. So, I don't know. I don't like to watch that.
No, you just shouldn't do man versus woman.
Nah. Unless it's in the bedroom, then it's all good. I know you'd love to have your cyborg. Like,
Hey.
you're like, cyborg, just don't knock me out 100%.
65.
And if you do, just take me.
Just go 65%.
You want to come back too while she's like on top of you and like, I'm back.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Why am I tied up again?
I don't know.
Why are you feeding me jelly beans? Buttered popcorn.
Okay.
This is really weird.
Buttered
You have
popcorn jelly beans?
She's got the fucking MMA gloves on.
He's had the stream a few times.
There was something. She was feeding me jelly beans. I was on her back. She had the gloves
flavor?
on. The buttered popcorn.
But, okay.
Yeah.
That's the best flavor.
Yeah. It's like, this is weird, Cyborg. Don't you think this is weird?
That's the one flavor I can't stop eating. That's why I don't buy jelly beans.
Yeah, that's the devil.
The buttered popcorn, you just keep throwing that in. They nailed that flavor.
Yeah.
You just go like,
It's a little, I don't even want to know what toxic shit is in it.
Yeah.
Totally GMO.
Oh, yeah.
Totally live long life eating that shit. You got any knowledge this week? I got nothing.
Knowledge-wise, not really. I mean, I don't know.
What, Game of Thrones should be next month, right? Coming out.
Should be. I really have not been watching a lot of TV. I've been reading. And it's been weird because I'm going to bed earlier. I mean, it's like I'm feeling more calm. It's really strange. I've been reading books. Not even the iPad, like just books.
Yes.
Just kind of like physical paper, you know? Strange.
Yes, paper is good. I always prefer a book versus reading off of this shit.
Yeah. I mean, like hours
bad.
at night, and I'm going, it's weird. Like I like reading, but it's just kind of like, it's unusual.
Mhm.
Just no electronics, no phone. 2-3 hours go by, and you go, wow, I've been reading a long time, and I'm tired now. Whereas before, I'd be like, video games, 2 in the morning.
Well, everything, it's like heroin. You're
Yeah.
just like, more news. I'm watching fucking TV and have a good show on, and I'm like, I got my phone. I'm like, it's not enough. I need more. More.
got
There's
the
something
laptop
else
on.
interesting. What else? What else? Holy God.
Yes. I think it's overload.
Yes.
I think it raises your anxiety so high you can't relax when you want to go to sleep. So, whereas a book, you kind of just go, okay, I'm tired now. Have a cup of tea. Chill out.
Try to turn your wireless off yet?
No,
I'm doing
I haven't done that. No, everything in my house runs off wireless, so it's.
I know.
like,
When I shut my router off, the internet shuts down.
I
in
can't
my
do it
house.
because like I have thermostats, I have like a security system, like everything is off Wi-Fi, so it's like you can't shut it down.
I hear ya.
It's got to stay up. You know.
I like to turn mine off.
You've told me.
Sleep better.
I would assume that's probably true. We're all gonna die
Except for the smart meter thing. This is my newest thing.
outside.
Yes.
I got one of those too.
No, I don't have one. I refused it.
Oh,
and
you can? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I just got well, they told me this on the phone. I just got a letter that said they're going to start charging me $21.53 a month for my refusal of a smart meter.
'Cause they got to send someone.
Yeah, but I offered to read it for them.
What'd they say?
No. But here's the deal.
I've used 1 kilowatt hour this month.
No, here's the deal I would throw at them. Let me read it for the entire year, and then at the end of the year, you send your guy out. If I'm wrong, you could charge me double if I told you incorrect data.
What'd they say?
They won't respond to that. But apparently, there was a law passed in Illinois. I'm doing a lot of research on this because I'm not going to agree to paying $21.53 a month.
Robbery.
By the year 2022, everybody in Illinois will have a smart meter, regardless of whether you want it or not.
Yes.
And I don't want one.
They put one in at my house. I mean, it's okay.
But I have problems with...
Why don't you like it?
2 problems. The privacy, because they could tell if you're home or not. That's number 1.
Oh, because
your
energy's being used? Okay.
Tell what you're using as far as your energy. And then 3, I'm concerned about the radiation it's emitting. No one can tell me it's safe or not. They're going to say it's safe. Other people are going to say it's not. I just prefer just to deliver the electricity to my house how you're doing it now. I don't need to be all high-tech. I refuse.
It's fair.
And if I have to pay $21 a month, I'm paying $21 a month.
Wow. Okay.
Until I'm going to get this... Man, it's on another quest to get something else changed.
Are you sending out packets to places?
Well, first I'm in my research phase, and
okay, oh brother.
at first I found out, wow, there was a law passed, but the governor actually vetoed it, and then the Senate overruled it. So there is some opposition, but obviously you're not going to get the law changed. But maybe we can get something added to it that says if you don't want a smart meter, you don't have to have a smart meter. I have a problem with people telling me I have to do something. I want to have a choice. And that comes back to the testosterone. I want to have a choice. Like, I want to choose what goes in my body. I want to choose what goes into my house. I want to choose what affects my privacy. I want to choose what may affect my health.
That's fair.
I want a choice. Is that so much
No.
to ask, you know?
It sounds fair.
So, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
That.
And that has been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name's Ingo Weigel.
Matt Greva,
Until next time.
thanks for playing.